It began with silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that echoes, a stillness before hearts break. In the film's opening scene, the camera sweeps across the Shanghai skyline at dawn. A pale golden sun rises, bleeding through the clouds like an old photograph coming to life. The hum of the city hasn't yet begun. Instead, we hear a soft piano, a melody Jet Li once trained to, something that once steadied his breath before battle scenes. A news broadcast cuts through the quiet. A beloved actor, admired for his grace and humility, has left a lasting mark on the industry. The name is never spoken yet, the air holds it. The camera pans to Jet Li's living room, tea cooling beside him, a script open but unread. He blinks once, twice, and we see the faint tremor in his hands. Jet Li, softly, the world never tells you when it's ready to take something away. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion. The story rewinds to an hour earlier.
Jet Li sits in meditation.
His phone buzzes. An old contact name flashes on the screen. Director Han Wei, the man who introduced him to a young actor years ago, Yu Menglong. Han Wei, voice trembling, Jet. I need you to hear this from me. The studio is in shock. Jet, what happened? Han Wei, it's Menglong. Silence. The tone isn't loud, it's hollow, like the space between thunder and lightning. Jet doesn't speak. His breath catches, his eyes close. Around him, the world continues, but the room feels airless. He doesn't cry yet. Warriors like Jet Li have learned that tears come later, when the body remembers what the soul already knows. The screen fades into pastels, flashbacks bathed in warm light. Yu Menglong, younger, shy but radiant, bowing politely to Jet Li on the set of a charity project in Beijing years ago. Jet corrects his stance gently, demonstrating a simple wushu form. Their laughter fills the rehearsal hall. Humble, pure. You're a legend, sir. You shouldn't be teaching someone like me. Jet, smiling, legends only exist to pass on what they've learned. Back then, Jet saw in you a rare softness, a discipline that reminded him of himself before the world crowned him a master. The montage swirls with their shared causes, disaster relief drives, public service videos, gentle conversations about the cost of fame. Then it fades back to the present, Jet staring at the same training hall, now empty. The film cuts to a press conference. Cameras click like rain. The headline behind him reads, "A Nation Remembers." Jet Li walks up to the podium, no makeup, no rehearse lines. The lights are harsh, but his eyes are calm, ocean deep. Jet, some people enter your life quietly, but when they leave, the silence they leave behind is thunder. He pauses, looks down at the letter he's written by hand. His Mandarin flows like poetry. Yu Menglong taught me that gentleness is also strength. He reminded me that in an industry chasing fame, kindness is the rarest martial art. We trained together only briefly. But when he smiled, you believed the world could be better. When he spoke, he never raised his voice, yet he made you listen. The crowd stays silent, even the photographers stop clicking. Jet folds the paper. His hands shake. Jet, quietly, the young must learn to rise, and we must learn to let them shine. That was his light. Today, I bow to it. Outside the memorial hall, rain begins to fall, not a drizzle, but a cleansing downpour. Jet steps into it without an umbrella. The camera lingers on the droplets sliding down his face, indistinguishable from tears. In voiceover, grief doesn't always roar. Sometimes it arrives like rain, soft, relentless, and impossible to stop. He kneels, placing a white chrysanthemum at the base of a candlelit shrine. The light flickers, mirrored in his eyes. Back home, Jet sits at his desk. The room is filled with mementos, an old wushu sash, scripts, faded photographs. He opens a drawer and finds a letter he never sent, one he wrote after their last project together. Menglong, the world will never be easy on you. Stay patient. Stay humble. Your art is your armor.
Jet.
The paper is creased, edges frayed. He places it under a candle and whispers, "Jet, you read it now wherever you are." The candle flame flutters as if in response. The next act drifts through Jet's reflections, fragments of his lifelong journey. The discipline of martial arts, the emptiness of fame, the weight of losing friends. "We spend our youth trying to become invincible," his inner voice says, "and our later years learning how to be human again." He remembers the first time he met Bruce Lee's widow, the lessons about legacy and compassion. Then he remembers Yu's admiration for old Hong Kong films. "He told me he watched Fist of Legend 20 times, Jet recalls with a chuckle. "He said the punches looked like poetry. I told him poetry is what happens between punches, the silence, not the noise." Jet stands before a mirror, dressed in plain linen. His reflection looks older, yet softer. He performs a slow Tai Chi form, movements as fluid as grief itself. Every gesture carries meaning, letting go, embracing, releasing. The camera closes in, sweat and rainwater blend on his brow. Jet monologue. "The world sees action stars as unbreakable. But when you lose someone younger, you remember how fragile even a legend's heart can be. We are not built to last. We are built to pass on." He ends the form with a bow, not to the mirror, but to memory itself. Cut to social media feeds, fictional fans leaving messages under old film clips. "Thank you for inspiring kindness, Menglong. Jet Li's words made me cry, true master of heart and hand." The film's soundtrack swells, cello, eru, and piano. Images of lanterns floating on a lake fill the screen. Jet watches from afar, hands folded. That night, Jet dreams. He's back in the training hall. The lights are warm again. Yu Menglong appears, dressed in white, smiling. No words are spoken. They perform a slow, synchronized form, teacher and student equals now. Each movement glows faintly with golden light. When the sequence ends, Yu bows. Jet reaches out, but the image fades like mist. He wakes with tears on his face. Weeks later, Jet Li appears on a talk show, his first public appearance since the tribute. The interviewer asks gently, "Host, do you believe people truly leave us when they go?"
Jet, smiling fondly, no.
They return in echoes. "In the way you move, the words you remember, the courage you find when you think you can't go on." He pauses, then adds, "That's what Yu Menglong gave me, a reminder that youth can be wise, that light can come from gentleness." The audience applauds softly. The closing sequence mirrors the film's opening, Shanghai at dusk. Jet Li walks by a lake lit by hundreds of floating lanterns. Each one bears a name, a tribute not only to you, but to all artists who gave their hearts to the world. Jet kneels, sets one lantern afloat. Jet voiceover. Every flame ends, but its warmth remains in those who remember. The camera pans upward. The lanterns merge into stars. Soft music fades. Text on screen. "For all the lights that guided us, and all the ones still shining." Fade to black. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion.